Hey guys, welcome back to Drive Spark. I'm Vedant Jouhari and today we are in the scenic location of Udaipur to test drive none other than the Tata Curvv EV. Let's see what all this car has to offer you, what all features we get and how it performs on the road. Now quickly jumping to the whole design aspect of this car, starting off with the front end. So the first thing that you see is this connecting light bar and right underneath that the Tata logo. Now behind this Tata logo is a charging point for this, and I'll tell you a little cool features about the charging socket later on in the video. Now beyond that we get a bifunctional LED headlight for a low beam and a high beam, and we get this grille that sort of gives it that electric look and the little futuristic look that's needed on these vehicles. So moving on to the side design of the car, we get 18-inch wheels first, and this comes with the aero covers, again adding to that whole electric feel and that whole electric look of a car. Beyond that we get flush door handles, so that basically means you got to push it in from one side and open it from the other. So the body cladding that we get all over the Tata Curvv EV is all in a piano black finish. Now this gives it a much more premium look than the regular matte black that we see. Also in the matte black cladding, we normally see the gaps a lot more easier, but with the piano black finish, it all blends in and makes it just a lot more aesthetically friendly. Now, I'm not going to say much about this, but the rear section of the car might remind you of something else. But let's take a closer look and see what it actually holds. First off, we get the connecting light bar again that we see in the front, but for the rear, we also get the welcome lights and the goodbye lights on this. Now we get reflectors nicely housed in a small crevice at the rear, and we get the Curvv EV badging in this very nice piano black finish. So we get cameras all over the car with some radar for our level 2 ADAS, but more on that when I'm actually driving the car once I get inside. So at the top of the car, just at the end of the roof, we get this two sort of very subtle spoilers, basically just enhancing the whole sporty aesthetic of the Curvv EV. So let's take a look at the boot space on the Curvv EV. So our regular boot space with our rear seats up gives us around 500 liters, and as you can see, it's pretty spacious with all the bags and storage items that we have. Now if we put our rear seats down, our boot space jumps up to 973 liters. That's almost 1000 liters of boot space on the Curvv EV. Now let's jump inside this car and see what all features there are and how the interior actually is. So getting into the rear seat of the Curvv EV. So I'm 6'1" and I'm really comfortable at the rear seat. I have enough headroom, not a lot of headroom, but there's quite a decent amount. Interiors are extremely premium, very soft to the touch and very comfortable. Apart from that, we get two AC vents at the rear, we get a Type-C socket, a 45-watt Type-C socket, we get some storage options on the doors. Apart from that, we get a center armrest with two cup holders, and we get an adjustable headrest, but that's only for the two passengers. The center passenger does not get a headrest. Now we get seat belts for all three passengers, and this also comes with an alert if the rear passenger is not wearing their seat belt. Now let's jump to the front and see what all it has to offer us. Now jumping into the front seat of the Curvv EV. So first off, again, we get ventilated seats for the driver and the co-driver. We get the illuminated Tata logo for our steering wheel. Again, the whole dual tone finish even comes through in the front, and we get some very nice contrast stitching around the steering wheel in this nice blue color. We get a 10.25-inch instrument cluster, completely digital. We get a 12.3-inch infotainment system, again completely digital and touchscreen. All our blower controls and our basic controls are, again, everything is touch. There's no buttons per se, except for our temperature controls and our blower settings. We get three driving modes on this: City, Eco and Sport, and very easy to change. We get our electronic parking brake, auto hold, gear selector over here, and we also get wireless charging. On top of that, for storage options, we get a storage option located right in the center. We get a storage option in the front as well, and we also get a panoramic sunroof on this. So I'll quickly show you guys that. Again, it's just one touch. You just gotta push the button and the sunroof opens up. Gives you quite a lot of space to look out, and this is just enhances the whole premium aspect and gives us that little better feeling for when we're actually driving the car. So this is just a quick look of the interiors. When I'm driving the car, I'll tell you about the battery pack, the range, and how the car actually performs. So now we're seated inside the Tata Curvv, and I'm going to tell you how it performs, what all engine options we have, and the range, and everything else you guys need to know. So first off, we get two battery options on the Tata Curvv. We get a 45 kilowatt hour and a 55 kilowatt hour. The 45 kilowatt hour can push the Curvv up to 502 kilometers on a single charge, and the 55 kilowatt hour can push it up to 585 kilometers. That's almost 600 kilometers on a single charge. Now, apart from that, this motor produces around 160 horsepower and 250 newton meters of torque. So now, in terms of driving, we have three driving modes: Eco, Sport, and City. Throttle is extremely linear. You really don't feel any strain on the motor. You don't feel it really trying to pull you. And this is good for when you're just coasting or when you need to save your charge. Now, once we move to City, you feel an instant difference. The throttle is a lot more responsive. It's the motor does pull the car a little bit. Now, in terms of the whole suspension feel, the whole setup of the car, well, the setup is a little stiffer, the suspension setup. But apart from that, it's not uncomfortable. Like right now, we aren't on the best road. We do have a little small potholes, but it's not uncomfortable at all. You're still sitting fairly comfortably, and the seat is also adjustable, six-way adjustable for the driver and electronically adjustable. So that's front, back, up, down, and you can also recline or straighten up your seat depending on your comfort. Steering wheel is only tilt adjustable, not telescopic. So you can also set that based on your preference. So we also get level 2 ADAS on the Curvv EV, a blind spot monitoring system, and a 360-degree camera. Again, just for the driver's benefit, to make driving this a whole lot easier, as there have been many incidents where people have been in unfortunate situations due to not being able to see their blind spot. So the Curvv just eliminates that and makes driving a whole lot easier. The same thing for the 360-degree camera. If you're getting yourself into some tight situations, or if you have to park in a tight spot, you always have your 360-degree camera to help you gauge your surroundings to see where the other vehicles are. Also, we get a 3-year warranty or a 1,25,000 kilometer warranty on the whole car itself. Again, whichever comes earlier. So, all in all, that was the Tata Curvv EV. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My name is Vedant Jouhari, signing out.